I know I'm not the first to say this, but we absolutely have to do something about the violence that is happening on and around our HBCU campuses. It seems like every time I turn on the news, every time I go to Facebook, there's a post. Someone is talking about some sort of violence that has happened at one of our campuses, be it Lincoln University, be it Howard, be it Southern University, be it South Carolina State University, be it NCCU. It's always something. And it seems like no matter what the schools do to prepare to make sure this doesn't happen, whether that's shutting down campus early, making sure everybody that's not students is off campus at a certain time, it seems like these things are still happening. And I can never ask myself, what is the one thing that all these campuses have in common? And the one thing is that 98% of the population are us, people that are black. And like I said, I don't want to sound like the person that says we can't get together without any violence, but that's what it seems like. Our children, okay? One of my children attends an HBCU. And I want nothing more for my child than to send an HBCU. That's what myself and my wife wanted, right? Go to HBCU, be around somebody that looks like you, be around professionals that were once you, be around students that are you. And it seems like now that the public stigma from everybody that doesn't attend these schools is that our kids are violent, that our kids go to college to party and get in trouble. That doesn't sit well with me because, like I said before, as someone who really supports all HBCUs and mine in particular, I don't like the fact that, you know, our kids get this stigma when they say I go to this school. People look at them funny because first thing they say is, well, didn't you always have a shooting? Didn't one of your students just get killed? And I know that a lot of the arguments is that, especially at Howard and I want to say Lincoln University, it was that these people weren't students. It didn't happen on campus, but let's keep it real. It probably wouldn't have happened if the homecoming wasn't going on. Now I know in DC people get shot every day, B. I know that, right? I know in certain towns like Durham, North Carolina, people get shot every day, B. But again, I would be ignorant to say that I don't believe that the homecoming kind of heightened the chances of it happening. And what I find even more alarming is that a lot of these HBCU shootings, women are the ones catching the bullets. So I just try to figure out what's going on. What can we do differently as the parents, as the adults, as the OGs? What can we do differently? And honestly, I think it's, we have to really ram into these young kids, especially the young man, that look, y'all got to put down these guns. You know what I mean? It's no reason to have a gun at a college party. I know we live in a society where we always got to stay strapped, and I do believe having a gun, as a black person itself as a form of self care. But I also believe that there are certain environments where a gun isn't necessary, and if our kids can't go to a college party without a fear of being shot or being trampled over because people are running. I'm not saying it doesn't happen at PWIs. I'm not saying that, but I care about our institutions. That's all I care about, right? And I know we have to do better. And I know that the only way that happens is the older generation steps up and probably be more present at these events. I know the kids aren't going to like it, but someone has to teach the ones who are coming just to cause trouble that you're not going to come cause trouble and get away with it. You're going to think twice about causing trouble at this particular homecoming. And that goes for all of our schools. I mean, it breaks my heart to hear that. You know what I mean? Like I said before, I got nieces and nephews who want to attend HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want anybody to be turned away because they feel like, well, I don't want to say I attend Tuskegee because people might think that I attend a school that's lesser than because it seems like something is always happening on the campus, especially during homecoming. So this is my plea to the older generation. We got to do something about this, okay? Because again, we don't send our children to these schools to be put in harm's way. I think there's no better feeling than being on a black campus with a bunch of black people. I mean, it's a feeling like no other. And I've been on both campuses. You know, HBCU homecomings are like a national treasure. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't get a hold of these things and bring them back to the essence, they're going to stop happening. The cities are going to find a way to make sure that our events don't happen. They're going to be heavily policed, which might not be a bad thing, but so much so to where it's going to feel oppressive. So we got to get out front of that and monitor and control ourselves. That's what we have to do. If you agree, let me know. If you don't agree, let me know. I want to have the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because it's sad, and I hate to see it. You know, every single homecoming, it's like on Friday and Saturday, everybody is on social media talking about how excited they are about the parties and the events and the D9 stuff, and then you wake up on Sunday and breaking news: a shooting here, a shooting there, a shooting over there. It's just, again, it's one of those things where I just feel like we're better than this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm gonna try to bring y'all more content that's more related to us. That's what I enjoy. You know, if you want to collab, if you want to discuss, we can do some Twitter live spaces, some TikTok live spaces. Just let me know. Real talk.